Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady, where people tell us their craziest stories on when they got mistaken for being an employee at somewhere they didn't work. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax and enjoy some Reddit stories. None of them work here. Years ago, I was on management for a store that relied heavily on secret shoppers. A bad secret shopper report when you were MOD meant no bonus, not eligible for promotion. This was awful, as most secret shoppers liked being absurdly nitpicky or came in on power trips. Thankfully, many of them gave away who they were early, which was what happened one day. I was absurdly understaffed, with a few last-minute call-offs leaving just 2 members of staff. I greeted this customer as she walked in, and noticed the sheet in her hand. Company letterhead, obvious question and answer sections, secret shopper. I breezed around the staff I had, making sure they were aware, and we gave her the VIP treatment. By the time she checked out, I was pretty confident we had aced this one. 2 days later, we get the angry response CC'd to us. According to her, there were only 5 people shopping and a staff of 25 people. Now, I checked. That's more the people in total that were in the store at the time. Total. But furthermore, these 25 employees, some customers, some hallucinations, were all shopping on the clock, and trying on clothes, and socializing. She was very upset about the unprofessionalism of the apparently massive staff. I tried to argue this one, but got a lecture about the importance of customer perception. No bonus that month. The company eventually went out of business, and I have dozens of stories like this that explain pretty clearly why. Did this place not used to have cameras? Like, surely you could just check the cameras and see that there's 5 people, not 25. It's quite obvious and is a bit of an exaggeration. Getting angry customers at home. So, I work overnights and I come home when everyone else is going to work. Today, I'm coming home after a very long 12 hours at work. I live on a really busy street, lots of traffic and pedestrians. It's not a main street, but it might as well be. I recently moved in here, and it's a very nice 3-bedroom apartment at a super reasonable rate. I'm overall very excited to be living here, but there's one major downside. It's above a teeth whitening business. So far, this has only meant that I have to be aware of noise when the woman who owns the business is downstairs with a client, since I'm home during everyone else's business hours, and sometimes she parks behind my car when I have to go somewhere, even though she's not supposed to use the driveway. Today, I'm coming home, and a guy is walking by. As I'm walking up my front steps, he angrily calls to get my attention. At this point, I'm dead tired and my patience is hovering around 0. He says, "I've been trying to call you all week," and doesn't respond well to the visible confusion on my face. "If you can't answer your phone, the least you can do is call people back." I am still confused and ask why he would be calling me, because I'm exhausted and my last brain cells were used to not crash my car, so I can't put 2 and 2 together. He doesn't get it and just says, "I was gonna call you again today, but now you can't avoid me." I can't even form words anymore, so he just says, "You're the dentist lady, right?" Finally, I understand and calmly say, "No, I just live upstairs." And he just walks away without another word or apology. I should also point out that I was wearing my uniform that is obviously not dental, as well as the name tag with the name of my employer on it. And everyone who lives here knows of my workplace. And it's very obvious looking at the house that people live there too. Edit. I haven't read all the comments, but a lot of the ones I've seen are focusing on the fact that I've mentioned this lady parks in my driveway and blocks me in. I should have made it more clear that this is only a minor inconvenience, since she only does it when she's stopping by the office quick, and not when she's with a client, so she's always been able to move it, only delaying me by a couple minutes at most. The parking on my street is metered, so I can understand where she's coming from with it. And as I said in some replies, I'm not interested in causing undue tension with people I have to share the building with. I'm definitely not going to get her towed, put passive aggressive stickers on her very nice car, or complain to my also very nice landlady about it. I'm a pretty agreeable and passive person. It takes a lot to anger me to the point of action. The most I do is ask for a discount on teeth whitening, lol. To be fair, free teeth whitening doesn't sound bad. I mean, if I lived above one, I'd probably ask. Lady demands me to get paint. So, I'm an EMT in a small town, and me and my partner needed to get paint at a local hardware store. When we get there, there's little to no customers in the store. So, we go up to the paint counter and wait for an actual employee. Now, you gotta understand that the store's uniforms aren't really uniforms. It's just a shirt with the store's logo and name on it, nothing really else. Me and my partner are obviously in EMS uniforms. Department logo on the back, patches on the sleeves. We look nothing alike from the store's uniforms. As we're standing there, this lady, not a Karen lookalike, comes up to us and demands that we help her find a certain kind of paint. The less than 4 employees around are all busy with other customers and couldn't help. We tell her up front that we clearly don't work here and to observe our uniforms. She takes one look at us and still demands that we help her. My more senior department member that I'm with tells her to get lost, as we didn't have a lot of time to get the paint as a low priority call came in. She still doesn't budge and starts to yell at us since we won't help her find her paint, saying how we are public servants and that we have a duty to help her. Now, as EMT, we have a duty to save lives, not to help her crazy butt find a can of paint. After a few minutes of telling her we had to go, we had what we came for, a manager comes to tell her that she needs to leave since she was harassing us. She starts to flip out and starts screaming out that she's a single mother and how they can't kick her out. After literally dragging her stupid butt out, she sees us laughing and walking towards our ambulance. I turned back to see what was going on, and her face looked like she had just solved the world's easiest puzzle in the most amount of steps possible. How can you be that disrespectful towards ambulance workers? Like, come on, if I saw an ambulance person, I'm not going to start shouting at them, but I guess that's probably because I'm a sane person. Maybe. Check, please. Let's set the scene. I'm at a tiny Italian restaurant in Midtown Manhattan. From overhearing the employees interacting, most of them speak either Italian or Spanish, and they all look white/European. They are also wearing white dresses with a black waist aprons. Is that what they're called? The short ones, like the front half of a skirt. For the purpose of visual comparison, I am Asian, Chinese American to be specific, and I look quite obviously so. I was also wearing a black graphic t-shirt. When I say the restaurant was small, I mean there were 3 rows of tables. The left wall had those 2-seater tables with one seat against the wall, the other seat facing the wall. The middle row, where my table was, consisted of slightly larger 4-seater tables, perpendicular to the left wall tables. The right wall mirrored the left wall, but with 4-seater tables. I need to mention that the left and middle rows were very close to each other, to where the waitstaff had to squeeze between the chairs to get through. So, I'm having dinner with 3 of my friends, and we get seated at a table in the middle aisle of the restaurant. We're all eating, enjoying the amazing pasta dishes we got, and just having a generally good time, as friends do. Partway through dinner, I notice that a couple get seated at the table to my left, mostly because of how stereotypically New York they look. The woman sits against the wall, facing my table, and she has the typical blonde hair, blue-eyed, fashion-forward kind of look that most people think of when they think New Yorker. I think she might just be a Karen in training. Fast forward to when my friends and I finish eating. We're still working on our drinks, but I get up to go to the bathroom, which is at the back of the restaurant. I come out of the bathroom and start heading back to my table, but I have to pass the couple's table to get my seat. As I squeeze past the guy's seat, I hear, "Excuse me?" I look up and see Karen in training, Kit from here on out, staring intently at me. Me, completely caught off guard, partially stuck behind her date's chair. Huh? Ugh, hello? Can we get the check? The date guy turns around and looks at me, immediately chuckles when he sees I obviously don't work there. The check? I don't work here? I'm still half stuck behind the guy's chair. He moves his chair forward to let me pass, and I awkwardly shuffle back to my table. The guy, laughing and trying to get Kit's attention, to tell her I don't work there. Rude! I can't believe she ignored me. She doesn't work here. She's obviously a customer. He gestures to me sitting down behind them. Whatever. She shouldn't have been standing there like that then. First of all, I was stuck there, not just casually standing around. Second of all, her seat was facing my table, and she had a direct view of me there the entire time. We definitely made accidental eye contact a few times. Thirdly, I wasn't even remotely dressed like the employees, so I can't imagine why she thought I was an employee. I thought maybe there was a chance that an actual waiter was behind me, but when I turned around, there was no one else there. Even if she didn't work there, like, she was snapping her fingers at a waiter, like, that's the rudest thing you can possibly do, like Thanos level of rude. Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like, and if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.